Once known as an unstoppable football star and a beloved public figure, OJ Simpson's life took a dark turn, leading to one of the most notorious murder trials in American history. This is the story of his meteoric rise, his troubled relationship with Nicole, and the shocking events that changed his life forever. Join us as we uncover the rise and fall of OJ Simpson. OJ Simpson was born in San Francisco in 1947, growing up with humble beginnings in a low-income neighborhood. As a child, OJ faced several hardships, including a battle with rickets that left him with weakened legs. But despite his early struggles, he displayed a passion for sports that eventually led him to excel in high school football. Football became his way out, a ticket to success that would change the trajectory of his life. OJ's athletic talent caught the attention of recruiters, and he attended the University of Southern California on a football scholarship. At USC, he broke records, won the Heisman Trophy in 1968, and cemented his place in college football history. When he moved on to the NFL, Simpson became a true sports icon, known for his speed, agility, and unparalleled performance. His famous 2,000-yard season with the Buffalo Bills remains one of his most celebrated achievements. Today, OJ still holds several records, and his name remains synonymous with excellence on the field. After his time in the NFL, OJ's career expanded beyond the football field. Known as the Juice, he was charismatic, likable, and a natural in front of the camera. Soon, he became a household name, not just as a sports star, but as a popular public figure in commercials and movies. His partnership with Hertz Rental Cars turned him into a TV personality, with ads showing him sprinting through airports, capturing the public's fascination. His acting career also took off, with roles in movies like the Naked Gun series, which showcased his charm and sense of humor. OJ was everywhere, on TV, in movies, and in print. At the peak of his popularity, it seemed like nothing could derail his successful life. In 1977, OJ met Nicole Brown, a young waitress, while he was still married to his first wife, Marguerite. Nicole was just 18 when they began dating, and their romance quickly became serious. Nicole was thrust into the spotlight as OJ's partner, and their relationship became one of public admiration. People saw them as a glamorous couple, and in 1985, they married in an extravagant ceremony. Nicole and OJ had 2 children together, Sydney and Justin, and from the outside, it looked like the picture-perfect family. But beneath the surface, their relationship had its dark side, one filled with turmoil and tension that many would only learn about later. This early love story would soon take a tragic turn, overshadowing the idyllic image they had created. As their marriage progressed, cracks began to show in the seemingly perfect life of OJ and Nicole. Friends and family noticed the signs of control and possessiveness that OJ exhibited toward Nicole. Reports of domestic violence emerged, revealing a different side to the man so beloved by the public. The couple's friends reported instances of OJ's jealousy and temper, and police were called to their home on numerous occasions.
What's he doing? Is he threatening you?
I'm going nuts. I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit.
Wait a minute.
In 1989, OJ pleaded no contest to a charge of spousal battery after one such incident, and a disturbing picture of abuse began to emerge. Despite attempts at reconciliation, the marriage deteriorated further. In 1992, Nicole filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The divorce, however, didn't mean the end of their complicated relationship, as OJ continued to remain close to Nicole, often attempting to insert himself into her life. On the night of June 12, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman were found brutally murdered outside Nicole's home in the affluent Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. Goldman, a young waiter, had come by simply to return a pair of sunglasses Nicole had left behind at the restaurant where she dined earlier that night. This small act of kindness placed him at the wrong place at the wrong time, sealing his tragic fate. The crime scene was horrific. Blood covered the walkway leading to Nicole's door, and the brutality of the killings left little doubt that this was a crime of intense rage. Autopsy reports would later reveal the true horror. Nicole suffered multiple stab wounds to her head and neck, with one deep incision cutting across her throat, nearly decapitating her. Defensive wounds on her hands showed she fought desperately for her life. Ron Goldman's injuries were similarly gruesome. He endured over 20 stab wounds, indicating a violent struggle as he tried to defend both himself and Nicole. Investigators quickly gathered evidence, finding a glove at the scene, bloody footprints, and even blood in OJ's car and driveway. Given the volatile history between Nicole and OJ, the police turned their attention to OJ as the primary suspect. The circumstantial evidence piled up, painting a dark picture that would soon lead to one of the most memorable moments in American history. As authorities prepared to arrest OJ, he vanished, sparking a massive media frenzy. Hours later, he was spotted in the back seat of a white Ford Bronco, driven by his friend Al Cowlings, leading police on a low-speed chase through the freeways of Los Angeles. Millions of Americans tuned in to watch the surreal chase live on television. Helicopters followed the Bronco, capturing OJ's desperate flight from the law. In the back seat, he reportedly held a gun, with what appeared to be a suicide note left behind.
My name is AC. You know who I am, goddammit. Now we are okay, but you gotta tell the police to just back off. He's still alive, but he got a gun to his head.
The Bronco chase became an iconic moment, forever embedded in the memory of those who watched it unfold. After an hour-long pursuit, OJ finally surrendered, but the chase had transformed the case into a national obsession. The trial that followed became known as the Trial of the Century, and for good reason. The courtroom drama was unlike anything the public had ever seen. OJ's defense team, famously called the Dream Team, included some of the nation's most skilled and high-profile attorneys, like Johnny Cochran and Robert Shapiro. Their defense highlighted the racial tension simmering in America. For many in the Black community, the case represented a deeper struggle against systemic racism in the justice system, while others saw it as a straightforward murder trial.
The defendant committed these murders beyond a reasonable doubt.
The infamous glove demonstration, where OJ struggled to put on a blood-stained glove, led to Cochran's memorable line,
"If it doesn't fit, you must acquit."
The case divided the nation, exposing fault lines on issues of race, celebrity, and justice in America. For over a year, Americans watched the case unfold with intense scrutiny, turning every detail into a spectacle. The defense team, with Cochran's powerful oratory and Robert Shapiro's high-profile presence, added an almost theatrical flair to the proceedings. Even OJ's close friend, Robert Kardashian, played a public role as both legal advisor and loyal companion, torn between friendship and doubt. Marcia Clark, the lead prosecutor, became a media focus herself, as did Judge Lance Ito, whose recognizable presence added a surreal quality to the proceedings. The trial became a media phenomenon, influencing pop culture through late-night comedy, sketches on Saturday Night Live, and relentless media coverage. The serious nature of the case clashed with its treatment as entertainment, becoming one of America's first real media circus trials. The OJ Simpson trial reflected a nationwide fascination with celebrity, race, and justice, casting a spotlight on the American legal system in a way that remains unforgettable. Finally, after months of intense courtroom drama, it was time for the verdict. On October 3, 1995, after just 4 hours of deliberation, the jury reached its decision. The tension was palpable, with crowds gathering outside the courthouse and millions of Americans glued to their televisions, waiting for the news. When the words "not guilty" were announced,
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
shockwaves rippled across the country. Cheers erupted from some, while others were stunned into silence. The verdict became an unforgettable moment in American history, igniting passionate debate and leaving the nation deeply divided.
I don't think there's anybody out there that won't say that wherever they met me, all over this country for the last 30 years, I took time. I treated you the way I wanted to be treated.
I think it's great. He deserves to go free. They have no evidence on him.
It's just not fair.
He's guilty. He's got to live with himself, man.
It's a good feeling. I bleed in my heart he didn't do it.
There's a special place in hell for people like Johnny Cochran and OJ Simpson, and they'll be roommates there.
After the criminal trial ended in a not guilty verdict, the families of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman pursued a civil case against OJ, seeking justice through other means.
To be able to say, we're after you.
Do you recall an incident where you chased her?
No.
Grabbed her?
No.
Threw her into the walls?
No.
Threw all of her clothes out the window into the street?
No.
And bruised her?
No.
You don't recall any of that?
No.
In 1997, a jury found OJ liable for the wrongful deaths.
He had committed these acts and he was totally responsible beyond any doubt.
Our family is grateful for a verdict of responsibility, which is all we ever wanted. And we have it, thank God.
Ordering him to pay over $30 million in damages. This judgment placed a heavy financial burden on OJ, impacting his lifestyle and leaving him with ongoing legal troubles.
I don't feel I have a moral obligation to pay because morally I've done nothing wrong.
Years later, this financial pressure contributed to a bizarre incident in Las Vegas. In 2007, OJ attempted to reclaim sports memorabilia he believed was his, leading to an armed robbery conviction that resulted in a prison sentence. The spectacle continued, with OJ's life taking yet another unexpected twist, showing just how far he had fallen. OJ Simpson's story has become a staple in true crime history. His life and trial continue to fascinate and divide public opinion, influencing how future criminal cases were covered by the media. The case left a lasting impact on American society, exposing societal tensions and forever altering the nation's perspective on celebrity and justice. In his later years, OJ faced more legal troubles, including a prison sentence for robbery in 2008. Despite his eventual release, the public's view of OJ remained complicated. For some, he was a symbol of a broken system. For others, he was a man who escaped justice. His passing in 2024 closed the final chapter of one of America's most complex and infamous figures. The story of OJ Simpson is one of fame, power, and tragic downfall. His life remains a cautionary tale, and the fascination with his case continues to spark questions and debates. What are your thoughts on the OJ Simpson case? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into chilling true crime cases, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.